the Meadow of Quiet Magic. He was known across the valley as Brindle, a young fox with a coat the colour of warm chestnuts and eyes that always seemed to be searching for something just out of reach. Every morning he dashed through the meadow, nose to the wind, paws beating the ground in a frantic rhythm. Brindle was always trying to make things happen. If he wanted berries, he darted from bush to bush until he found the fullest one. If he wanted a place to rest, he paced the forest until he found a spot that felt almost right. And if he wanted a good day, well, he worked at it hard. The other animals admired him. They admired his speed, his drive, his determination. But they also noticed something Brindle never did. He was exhausted. Even his tail seemed tired. One soft golden morning, as the sun spilled across the meadow, Brindle trotted toward the old hollow log where he usually plotted the day's tasks. But someone was already sitting there, a very calm someone. Old Maera, the deer with fur as silver as moonlight and eyes that shimmered with the kind of peace that comes from a lifetime of knowing what matters most. Brindle stopped mid-step. "Maera, I didn't expect anyone here." She smiled in that warm way that made the air feel softer. "You didn't expect yourself here either." Brindle tilted his head. "I come here every morning." "Yes," she said gently, "but you don't arrive, you run." Brindle felt his ears heat. "I run because I've got things to do. A fox must keep moving if he wants things to go well." Maera gave a slow, serene blink. "And how well is it going?" Brindle opened his mouth, closed it, then sighed. "Honestly, I'm tired. I feel like I'm always trying to push life into place." Maera nodded. "That's because you are. And you're trying to get things that are already waiting for you." "What?" Brindle blinked. "Waiting where?" "Right where they've always been downstream, but you keep paddling upstream." Brindle sat down, tail curled around his feet. "Downstream? Upstream? Maera, I'm not a fish." She laughed, soft and kind. "No, little fox, but your vibration is like a current. When you feel good, when you let ease guide you, you flow downstream toward everything you want." Brindle frowned. "And when I'm working really hard?" "You're swimming against the current, doing to get." Brindle felt something shift in his chest. "Then, what am I supposed to do instead?" Maera stood gracefully. "Not do." She tapped a hoof to his chest. "Feel." Brindle tilted his head again. "Feel to receive." "Yes," she said, nodding. "Feeling good puts you in the receiving mode. Doing from strain pulls you away. You don't make the berries grow. You don't make the inspiration come. You match the vibration of what you want, and it comes to you." Brindle blinked, confused but curious. "So I just feel good and everything happens?" Maera chuckled. "No, you feel good, and then the path lights up. Your desires already exist in vibration. When you're aligned, you receive the impulses to move in the right way at the right time with ease." Brindle's eyes widened. "So I don't have to chase everything?" "You couldn't chase fast enough even if you tried," she said warmly. "But you can receive faster than you can imagine." Brindle sat quietly, absorbing her words. After a long moment, he looked up. "Can you show me?" Maera nodded once. "Come. Today we do nothing." Brindle's tail twitched in alarm. "Nothing?" "Nothing that feels strained," she corrected. We choose only what feels light, soft, easy. We let the day guide us. Brindle tried to walk beside her, but his paws kept speeding up. Maera slowed. He slowed. They continued like this until he finally matched her gentle pace. The meadow was unusually still, as if listening. The air felt different to Brindle, warmer somehow, fuller, like a soft hum was running under everything. Maera asked, "What do you feel in your chest?" Brindle closed his eyes. At first, tight, like I'm supposed to be doing something. And now, he let out a slow breath. Still tight. Maera laughed lightly. That's all right. Most animals have practiced worry longer than ease. But keep noticing. Don't fight it. Just be where you are. So Brindle walked, noticing the rustle of grass, the warmth of the sun, the distant chatter of sparrows. Slowly, very slowly, the tightness loosened. Maera's ears flicked. There, feel that? Brindle nodded softly. Yes, that's alignment beginning. That's you letting go. Brindle felt lighter, like the sun had settled inside his chest. Then something unexpected happened. A flutter of excitement, tiny but unmistakable, rippled through him. "Maera," he whispered, "I just felt something. Like I should go left." She smiled. "That's an impulse, a downstream one. Follow it." Brindle turned left. His paws barely touched the ground as he padded between two tall clusters of wildflowers. After a few moments, he gasped. There it was, the single fullest berry bush Brindle had ever seen. Juicy red clusters hung so thickly they bowed the branches. "I didn't search," he breathed. "I didn't run. I didn't look everywhere." Maera stepped beside him. "And yet you received?" Brindle felt a warmth spread through him, a triumphant, peaceful kind of joy. He ate until his belly was round and happy. Then Maera asked, "And how did it feel?" Brindle thought, "It felt easy, like the world wanted to give it to me." "It did," Maera said. "It always does. You finally got into the receiving mode. That's why it came so easily." Brindle sat back, licking berry juice from his whiskers. "So feeling good is the path. Not planning everything, not pushing. Feeling good," Maera repeated, "is what aligns you with everything you've already asked for." Brindle looked at the clouds drifting lazily above them. "So, if I want something else, I shouldn't run around trying to make it happen?" "Not unless the running feels joyful," Maera answered. "But forcing yourself from fear or urgency disconnects you from the current. When you feel good first, the path to what you want reveals itself without strain." Brindle nodded slowly. "It's like the difference between pushing the world and letting the world carry me." "Yes," she said. "You receive when you allow. You block when you push." Brindle stood, stretching contentedly. For the first time in his young life, he didn't feel like sprinting off to his next task. He felt full, peaceful, and strangely confident. Maera turned toward the deeper forest. "Would you like to practice more?" Brindle grinned. "I think I'd like to just walk with you. I want to see what else shows up." They wandered into the shadowed trees, and the forest greeted them with a cool whisper. A path Brindle had never noticed before seemed to open between the ferns. The sunlight dripped through the leaves in gentle golden pools. Brindle felt a small, warm tug in his chest. "This way," he murmured. They followed the feeling. At the end of the winding path, through a small clearing bathed in sunlight, Brindle found something he had quietly hoped for but never spoken aloud. A perfect den. Not too big, not too small. Soft moss lined the entrance. Sunlight warmed one side, shade cooled the other. It felt like home. He stepped inside and felt that same inner warmth, now glowing brightly. "I've been looking for a place like this for weeks," he whispered. "I searched everywhere." Maera's voice was gentle behind him, and receiving it took only a feeling. Brindle turned toward her. "Maera, why does this work?" "Because everything you want exists in vibrational form first," she said. "When you feel good, you match the vibration. And matching is what allows it to come into your experience. Doing from strain cannot do what alignment can." Brindle breathed in the scent of warm moss. "So the universe really does bring things to me." "Always," Maera said. "It's never your job to force, only to allow." Brindle stepped out of the den, the peace in his chest steady and strong. "Maera, I think I understand now. When I feel good, I flow. When I flow, I receive." Yes, her eyes shone warmly. "That is the quiet magic of life." They walked back toward the meadow. Brindle noticed how light his body felt, how clear his mind seemed, how open the world appeared, as if everything was suddenly possible, not because he could chase it, but because he could finally receive it. As they reached the meadow, Maera paused. "Little fox," she said softly, "remember this. You are not here to strain your way into the life you want. You are here to feel your way into it." Brindle nodded deeply. "I will remember. And one more thing," she added, nudging him gently. "Your only real work each day is to tend to how you feel. Everything else follows." Brindle looked at the rising sun. He felt calm, confident, aligned. For the first time, he trusted the path ahead, not because he planned it, but because he knew he would feel his way forward. And as he trotted into the open meadow, his steps were no longer frantic. They were easy, steady, joyful, because Brindle the fox was no longer doing to get. He was feeling to receive.